Welcome to Hyderabad, the city of Nizams, the city of Charminar, and the city of Hyderabad FC. A city that has a rich history combined with its vibrant culture and unbridled passion for sports. A city which has witnessed the rise and fall of empires and the triumph and tragedy of heroes. A city that is now home to one of the most exciting teams in Indian football, Hyderabad FC.
Finally, and have to first thank Vijay and Varun for getting this club out here in Hyderabad.
Hyderabad FC was born in 2019 when Vijay Madhuri and Varun Tripuraneni acquired the sporting rights of the defunct FC Pune city and started a new chapter in Hyderabad's already existing football folklore. They were joined by popular actor Rana Daggubati, who became a co-owner and a vocal supporter of the club. But the result wasn't up to the mark in their debut season. They finished last. So the management decided to shake things up and brought Spanish tactician Manolo Marquez as the new head coach. Needless to say, it did wonders to their performance. Next season, they missed out on qualification by just 2 points, followed by 2 consecutive second place finishes in the 2021-22 and 2022-23. Hyderabad also took the ISL trophy home during this period. Hyderabad FC's rise like a phoenix has been a topic of numerous news articles, coffee table discussions. But for us, its significance lies in the way the Deccan Legion is taking Hyderabad's name to new heights in the national circuit, reviving the legacy of the city and state, a legacy that obliterated a long time ago, perhaps forgotten by many. So we at the centre back decided to bring back the story of those glorious black and white days to you. Show your love.
A game that's etched in the DNA of Hyderabad. A time then when the Hyderabad City Police ruled the game, having its roots from a time long ago.
We're ready and we're here to win. Are you?
Hyderabad's connection with various sports is well known. The city has produced some of the finest athletes in India's history like Mohammad Azharuddin, VBS Laxman, PV Sindhu, Saina Nehwal, Sania Mirza and many others. Even our national team skipper Sunil Chhetri was born in Secunderabad, part of the greater Hyderabad area. But long before that, Hyderabad used to be the hub of football in India. The city of Nizams has produced a total of 21 national team players, including 14 who went on to represent India across 4 Olympics. 6 of them were captains. They also patronized Hyderabad City Police FC, the most successful team during the 50s and 60s. Hyderabad's introduction to football occurred in a typical fashion. The Britishers bought the game but restricted it within their regimental teams during the initial years. But over time, its popularity grew among the common people. At Nizam College, 2 Britishers, Kenneth Barnett and E.S. Seaton, took the initiative to encourage college students and some local schools to play football. Those students then formed a club under the guidance of Vilayat Hussain, one of the directors under the Nizam government. In 1910, Hyderabad witnessed its first all-India competition called the Majid Tournament. It was a grand spectacle that attracted teams and spectators from all over the city. Unfortunately, the tournament was short-lived, as it ended only after 3 editions due to a conflict between the army and the police. By then, it had already left a mark on Hyderabad's football scene. Around the 1920s, football received a boost from the local rulers, who started to patronize and support the sport. In 1939, Hyderabad Football Association was formed under the presidency of Ghulam Muhammad, then financial advisor of the Nizam. S.M. Hadi became its first secretary. They started to organize club and school level tournaments with over 50 schools. Hadi became its president in 1942, and in the same year, Syed Abdul Rahim became the secretary and stayed in the post until his death in 1963. By that time, he had already become the greatest ever manager in Indian football. Rahim was not only triumphant at the club and state levels, but also the architect of the golden generation of Indian football. In his 13 years as a national team manager, he managed the Indian football team in 3 Olympics, including a respectable 4th position in the 1956 edition, and won 2 Asian Games in 1951 by defeating Iran and in 1962 by vanquishing South Korea. India also came runners-up in the 1959 Merdeka Cup under his guidance. His name will be cherished forever. But Rahim's contribution to Hyderabad football along with President Shiv Kumar Lal has somewhat been overshadowed. Let's reminisce that. Shiv Kumar, who was passionate about football, became the president of Hyderabad FA after independence and built the Hyderabad Police Stadium in 1956, which was later named after him. The duo invested heavily in school football and created a platform for budding players to showcase their skills and learn from the best. Their efforts bore fruit in the 60s and 70s as Hyderabad owned the BC Roy Trophy, India's Under-19 National Championship twice, came runners-up 5 times. They were also the driving force behind Hyderabad's football boom. From 1944 onwards, Hyderabad started to take part in the Santosh Trophy under the captaincy of Fruval, but had to wait for 12 years to finally win it. In 1956-57, they beat star-studded Bombay to lift the trophy, repeated the same feat against the same opponent in their own yard. Their manager was none other than Rahim Saheb. Their third and last triumph came in 1965 when they beat mighty Bengal 1-0 by a solitary goal from captain Mohammad Habib. The team, managed by GM Pentia, paid their perfect homage to Rahim Saheb, who died 2 years ago. According to renowned historian Novika Padia, the city had an impressive number of players and clubs. There were 1500 registered players over 75 clubs in the city, and 15 clubs that regularly took part in India's leading tournaments every year and competed with some of the best teams in the country and earned respect and recognition for their performance. The team which stood for excellence was Hyderabad City Police FC, an institutional side which took club football in India by storm, winning not just 1 or 2 but 20 major trophies, including 4 Durants, 2 DCMs, 9 Rovers, 2 Syed Nagzis within a mind-boggling span of 15 years. The City Afghans rose to prominence in the early 40s and had a dream run in the Strafford Challenge Cup held in 1941, where they faced Bengaluru Muslims FC, another powerhouse of Indian football, in an all-Indian final. They fought valiantly but lost to the Bengaluru side. They also had a memorable showdown in the Ashe Gold Cup final in 1943 against Royal Air Force, a formidable team that included star attraction Dennis Compton, an English international and an Arsenal player who was on his army duty in India. Hyderabad City Police were on the verge of a defeat, trailing by 1 goal, until their captain and coach Norbert Andrew Fruval stepped up and scored 2 penalties in the dying minutes of the game. The City Afghans won the game 2-1 and gained massive popularity in Hyderabad's football scene. An interesting fact, Hyderabad City Police used to wear yellow and black shirts, the same color that Hyderabad FC have retained. Huge respect to their owners. Fruval also added young talents like Nur Muhammad, G.Y.S. Laik, Susai Jr., Sheikh Jamal, S.K. Azizuddin, S.A. Latif, S.K. Moinuddin and Anthony Patrick to the squad, making it a formidable force in Indian football. 1950 was the year that Hyderabad City Police turned the Indian football scene by winning the Durand Cup, the first edition of the tournament since independence. They reached the final and faced the mighty Mohun Bagan, who had a star-studded team containing players such as Shoilen Manna, Tali Meranao, Runu Gotakurata and others. They were the clear favourites and looked unstoppable, leading 2-0 until the last 10 minutes. But then, Laik, the hero of Hyderabad, scored 2 stunning goals and turned the game on its head. The match was interrupted by a pitch invasion by ecstatic fans who hugged, kissed and lifted Laik on their shoulders. Laik had to pay a price for his heroics, as he injured his head in the process and missed the replay match with a bandage over his head. Hyderabad City Police won the replay by a solitary goal and lifted the Durand Cup for the first time. They also won the Rovers Cup in 1950 and 51. Fruval retired in 1951 after the Rovers Cup triumph. But the best thing to happen to Hyderabad City Police was the appointment of Rahim Saheb as their full-time manager in 1950. A tactical mastermind, Rahim Saheb brought some innovative ideas to their game. He used to organize weak foot tournaments within the squad when nobody was allowed to touch the ball with their strong foot. This helped the players to become comfortable playing with both feet. To improve passing, one-touch and team combination, he sometimes organized no dribbling tournaments. The fitness and discipline regime was so strong that legend has it, no first-team player missed a single match in the 5-year span. Nur Muhammad even played every single match for the club and the country between 1950 and 58. In the 1951 Durand Cup final against Gorkha Brigade, Hyderabad goalkeeper Eraya, with a broken arm, made couple of daring saves, including a penalty from Dhan Bahadur. It was a testament to the sturdiness of the mentality which Rahim Saheb had successfully installed. Rahim secured 3 more Rovers Cups in a row, totaling 5 Rovers in 5 successive years. He also accomplished the Durand and Rovers Cup double in the 1950-51 season. The custodians became only the second team in India after Mohammedan Sporting to win a competition for 5 straight times. In the 50s, Hyderabad Police FC was the sole team that could contend with the formidable teams from Kolkata. After the formation of Andhra Pradesh in 1956, the team was renamed Andhra Police. By then, all of their star players had retired, so newcomers like Muhammad Yusuf and Zulfikar Uddin took charge. In the same year, Hyderabad Police FC played the Durand Rovers double again. With young talents like Salimuddin, Shottonarayan, Syed Naimuddin and others, the team won the 1960 Rovers Cup by defeating East Bengal. Next year, they overcame Mohun Bagan and won the Durand again. The spoil was shared in the 1962 Rovers Cup with East Bengal, while in 1963, it was then turned for Mohun Bagan to surrender. Under S.A. Rahim's guidance, they secured the Durand Cup 4 times and became runners-up 3 times. They also clinched the Rovers Cup every single time they reached the finals, a total of 9 times. In 1965, a unique thing happened. Andhra Police and their B team, named Central Police Line, met each other in the final of the DCM Trophy. Andhra Police won by 2 goals, their last major trophy. In 1967, the policemen reached the semi-final of the Durand Cup but lost to eventual winner East Bengal in a replay. Their last dance came in 1970 when they challenged Taj Tehran FC of Iran in the DCM Trophy final. Taj was the defending champion and had become the Asian Club champion just before they entered India. It was quite an uneven contest. Although Police FC managed to keep their lead of 1 goal until the last quarter, they ended the game with a 3-1 defeat to Taj Tehran. Rahim's death in 1963 marked the beginning of the end. The structure he built started collapsing. The talent pool that had produced so many players ran dry, and no one could match the level of the retired stars. Even the remaining ones left for cash-rich Kolkata clubs. City Police was one of the few sides that offered jobs to players. The modest monetary assistance for nutrition that underage players used to enjoy under Rahim Saheb vanished after him, which mostly affected the lower middle class families who had been the backbone of talents, could not afford the proper nutrition and gave up football. School and state level tournaments decreased. Hyderabad, once the hotbed of Indian football, became the architect of its own downfall. Over time, the situation deteriorated to such an extent that between 2000 and 2014, Andhra Pradesh Football Association could not field their state team in the Santosh Trophy. They only played again in 2015-16 after the formation of Telangana. A new sensation arose with the formation of Fateh Hyderabad in 2015, which joined the 2nd Division I-League. However, they had been out of activities from 2018-19 season until March 26 of this year, when they announced their participation in the Telangana A Division Rahim League. Another promising spark in recent years has been Srinidhi Deccan, which started as an academy on January 1st of 2015 and joined different age group leagues of AIFF. They won the AIFF Golden Baby League in 2020 and entered the I-League in 2021-22 through corporate quota. After only 1 year of struggle, they finished as runners-up in the 2022-23 season. Legends of the game such as Syed Naimuddin, Nur Muhammad, D. Kannan, Yusuf Khan, S.K. Azizuddin, Victor Omolraj, Shabbir Ali, Latifuddin Nazam, Tulsidas Boloram, Peter Thongoraj, Hussein Ahmed, John Victor, Mohammad Habib, Mohammad Akbar and many others kept the hope of resurrecting Hyderabad and Telangana football alive. With the current domination of Srinidhi in the 2nd tier and Hyderabad FC in the Premier, it is safe to say that Hyderabad football is on a rebirth.